how we take care of the most marginalized and vulnerable among us.
Canada could take in up to 10,000 Syrian refugees by the end of next week.
They're hoping for 500.
Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg and his wife are giving away $45 billion after the birth of their daughter. David Price has signed with the Boston Red Sox, and Jays fans are devastated. Hi, and welcome to Humber News. I'm Katie Peterson, coming to you from our newsroom here at Humber College North Campus. The 10,000 Syrian refugees expected by the end of the year could arrive as soon as next week. Yesterday, the Canadian government posted a request for aircraft to bring refugees from Turkey and Jordan to Toronto and Montreal. Interested groups have until December the 4th to respond, and the first flights are scheduled to depart on December 10th. Earlier, Governor General David Johnston held a forum to address the challenge of welcoming Syrian refugees to Canada.
Is both a challenge and an opportunity for Canada. And you know this too. Great nations are built on great challenges.
Toronto's Pearson Airport is reopening its closed infield terminal to process the incoming refugees. Meanwhile, the European Union is offering €350 million to aid refugees in the Middle East.
This is the single biggest EU measure in response to the Syrian refugee crisis to date, bringing our
Most of the money will go
support
towards education for Syrian children, and the remainder will go towards medical treatment and the economic development of Middle Eastern countries. The money is expected to help 1.5 million Syrian refugees living in Jordan, Lebanon, Turkey, and Iraq. To London now, where British Prime Minister David Cameron is seeking approval from Parliament to begin bombing the militant group ISIS in Syria. Cameron urged members of Parliament to support his plan because he says an ISIS attack on British soil is highly likely. The PM has faced pushback from the opposition, who say the plan is a rush to war.
We should answer the call from our allies. The action we propose is legal, it is necessary, and it is the right thing to do to keep our country safe.
Opposition members have called for Cameron to apologize after media reports that he called some Conservative members a bunch of terrorist sympathizers. NATO has invited a country to join the coalition for the first time in 6 years. Montenegro is the latest country to be invited. Russia has warned that it will end joint projects with Montenegro if it becomes a member of NATO. But NATO's chief says the move will send a message to Moscow that it cannot stop the organization's eastward expansions. NATO foreign ministers ended formal contact with Russia in April of last year after its invasion of Ukraine. Here at home, the Transportation Safety Board of Canada has just released a report on the 2013 Ottawa bus crash that killed 6 people. It says speed and driver distraction caused the collision.
As our investigation determined, it is likely that the driver was distracted, both visually and cognitively, in the seconds before the crash.
The report says the driver was looking at a video screen seconds before the crash. Investigators say no single person or organization was at fault, but also say the driver's view of the road was obstructed with foliage as the bus approached the crossing. A report released last year says the bus driver had no drugs or alcohol in his system and no medical issues. The bus crashed through the rail crossing gate and collided with an oncoming Via passenger train. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is in hot water after it was revealed he's using taxpayers' dollars to pay for his children's nannies. Last week, the cabinet approved 2 special assistants who also provide care for the Trudeau children. But on the campaign trail, Trudeau said wealthy families like his shouldn't even receive a child care tax benefit.
Mr. Harper's top priority remains to give wealthy families like his and mine $2,000. Let me tell you something. We don't need it, and Canada can't afford it.
The Conservative finance critic Lisa Raitt says Trudeau is a hypocrite for using taxpayers' dollars to pay for his nannies.
He said during the campaign that he is one of the 1%.
They would be paid between $15 and $20 per hour.
Raitt says Trudeau's use of tax dollars is a betrayal of his campaign promises. Ontario's Auditor General released her annual report today, and what she found wasn't pretty. The report found that Ministry of Energy chose to ignore the Ontario Power Authority's 20-year plan. The plan, which was evaluated every 3 years by the Ontario Energy Board, was meant to protect consumers. Auditor General Bonnie Lysyk says instead of following the legislated process, the Ministry of Energy assumed responsibility for electricity planning. She said the ministry did not fully consider the state of the electricity market and didn't take long-term effects into account. As a result, Lysyk says ratepayers have had to pay billions for these decisions. The report also found that there were inefficiencies in local health integration networks, children's aid societies, and long-term care homes. A Toronto man has been charged with resisting arrest and assault of an officer, and the confrontation was caught on video. The video shows the officer detaining a man outside an LCBO near Jane Street and Wilson Avenue. Toronto police say the officer was being provoked and baited by a large crowd surrounding the altercation. Angry bystanders attempted to free the young man, but after several other officers arrived on the scene, the arrest was made. The CEO of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, and his wife are giving away their fortune. They say they'll give 99% of their Facebook shares to charities. They made the announcement over Facebook in an open letter to their newborn daughter, Max. The shares are currently worth $45 billion, and Zuckerberg says he'll give away $1 billion a year to charities. He says he's planning to stay on as Facebook CEO. An emotional viral Christmas ad has taken the internet by storm. The video has over 11 million views. Christy Farr has the story.
Whether we like it or not, the holiday season is here. That means more decorations, Christmas music, and of course, commercials.
It's nice. It's they make it joyous, they make it festive, so they're okay.
One German-based grocery chain has made their mark this week with a viral video that cuts straight to the heart. In the video, one man fakes his death in an effort to force his family together at Christmas, because in previous years they have all canceled, leaving him alone for Christmas dinner. The video ends with the family feeling regretful for not making an effort in previous years, and then everyone happily enjoying a family dinner. But makes viewers wonder what it is they're actually selling.
What was their product? Yeah,
because I couldn't even tell from the commercial itself what they were trying to sell.
Was it the turkey they cut at the end?
I think it's a waste of money. If no one really knows what it's about, I don't even think it should be there.
Experts say advertising has changed a lot in the last few years.
If the idea is to make consumers say, oh, this is a supermarket chain with a heart.
Though the ad hits consumers right at the heartstrings, Rosen says that doesn't necessarily make it a successful ad.
How many people, would watch this video and stand up and go out and get in their car and drive to the supermarket immediately? The answer is probably zero. And do they retain it?
Though it's unclear what the company is selling, it's possible more people will make an effort to visit their loved ones this holiday season. Christy Farr, Humber News.
Here at Humber, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. People are getting into the holiday spirit at both Lakeshore and North campuses. Organizations and charities are starting to accept donations at designated drop-off spots. If you'd like to participate, you can drop off a new unwrapped toy to Children's Aid Society at several locations on the North and Lakeshore campuses. You can also make donations of food for the Daily Bread Food Bank at LX 104. Justin Bieber's latest concert has broken the hearts of many believers. The tickets are all sold out. The 21-year-old heartthrob took to Twitter account to announce he would be performing a surprise acoustic concert at the Danforth Music Hall on December 7th. Tickets were swept up within 90 seconds. Fans who didn't score tickets to Monday's concert expressed their disappointment that scalpers scooped them all. Proceeds from Ticketmaster sales will be going to the Stratford House of Blessing, a food bank in Bieber's hometown. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll tell you what's happening in the world of sports, and Catherine Green will have your 3-day forecast.
No, you didn't read your calendars wrong. It is 2 days into December and there's no chance of snow. Today we are experiencing a mix of sun, and you guessed it, clouds. We are currently sitting at 5 degrees. I'll have your full 3-day forecast coming up right after the break.
Whether you're naughty or nice, the North American Aerospace Defense Command will help you follow Santa Claus this Christmas Eve.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
It's the 60th year that NORAD will use satellite surveillance resources to track Santa's journey from the North Pole around the world. The NORAD Track Santa app is available for free for Apple, Windows, and Google Play devices. And on Christmas Eve, NORAD will be taking phone calls to update children on Santa's exact location. Before we go to break, check this out. Instagram's most popular photos of 2015 have been released. They range from a pumpkin-picking witch to Toronto's financial district at night. And then, of course, there are the cats. This photo from Thomas Peters in Japan shows cats gathering in the harbor at Japanese island of Aoshima, or should I say Meowshima. And this cat is eagerly awaiting for an audience with British Prime Minister David Cameron at his residence in London. This one will surely move you. Finally, this feline in Granby, Quebec found the perfect snuggle buddy.